Posing Bros, Prince of Grease here. Today we're working on a, well, not we, because I'm doing all the work. You guys are just jerking off and watching me. But we're working on a 1961 Thunderbird. Nice car. Had that nice Beach Boys song. But I'm going to replace the gasket on the rocker cover. First inspection, I noticed some of the bolts were like really loose, and one of them was actually missing, and another one was like a lot tighter than the others. So that suggests to me that somebody, removed the covers here to get it painted, and as you can see, there's paint on the inside here. So yeah, they probably did that, and the paint job is like really bad. It certainly wouldn't have come from the factory like this. So, and then they did a shitty job with the paint, and possibly a shitty job at putting the bolts back together. So that's, hopefully it's just that. But a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but I mean sometimes people will be in a hurry and they'll over torque the bolts, which is a lot of times worse than under torquing them, depending on how much over torque they put in it, right? So if it, in the case where it is like really over torqued, then sometimes the bolts, they break off, either when you're trying to loosen them up, or even when you're you've got them out already and you're trying to retighten them, put them back. So it is a bit of a time bomb, but hopefully that's not the case here. It doesn't seem to be, because all of them came off by hand, so I didn't even have to put a wrench on them. It just came right off. Just gonna use a knife to remove it as best as I can. So the entire bottom part just came off quite easily. Just like that. And the top part is completely stuck. It's not coming out at all, so it tells me that that's certainly where the oil was leaking from. Might just have to use a chisel or a reverse, like a crowbar, to get that old gasket out there. Because the top part is in there really good for some reason. Ah, look at that. Okay, the gasket's been changed. Well, not this gasket, but the intake manifold gasket has been changed. Look at this. Okay. You guys see that orange stuff there? That's not originally from the factory. Zoom in, you motherfucker. God damn fucking bullshit. Come on. Well, you can see it there, huh? Camera's being a bitch. Okay. Okay. Anyways, well, you see it there. You can really see it there. So this engine certainly was disassembled at some point. Well, not necessarily the whole engine, but at least the you know, all the rocker arms, the rocker rods, the rods here had to come off. Certainly these bolts had to come off. So at least a partial disassemble. See that there? Well, you can see it all over the place, huh? That there. It's actually kind of loose here. Look at that. Look at that. See that there? So hopefully they haven't screwed anything up. It's certainly not in its original intact state. It's not so easy to remove the old gasket. Try not to get any of the old gasket in there. It's not a big deal if you do, but it's not good. See if I can just slowly remove it from the outside. The sides instead of having to scrape it off. Still getting a lot of the stuck gasket in the middle, but as long as they're not big, huge chunks, you know, that might clog up the oil passage. Be fine. But anyways, I'll try my best here. Clean it up as much as possible. You turn on the compressor, but cleaning up the surface here, wiping all the oil off. It's as dry as possible. Dip this in a little bit of gasoline. That will make sure any remaining oil is cleaned off. Gasoline is ideal because it evaporates. Same on the cover here. bit more of the wire brush. Especially in little places where I can see. Especially in corners. I think that's good enough. Some people really go crazy and like grind it off. I mean, sorry, not grind it off, or wire wheel it off. I don't want to do that because I'm going to damage the paint a little bit. I don't want to do that. Feels good. Let's get the new gasket. Spread the material here. Now, hang on. Let's figure out. Okay. Oh yeah. And by the way, it did work, leaving a little bit of stick out like this. It did work and did form like a plug and keep the rest from drying out. So it did work. I'm trying to figure the easiest way. It's probably, yeah, let's put some here. You know, let's do here first because I can stick the gasket on there right away. This is the new gasket. Leave it in a place that's nice and clean. Spread a tiny bead over it. And I'll spread it out with my finger. Just to make sure it's, you know, nice and like sunk in. This black gasket here, by the way, it says you can use it right away. You don't have to wait for it to dry. It can be used right away. If you really want to go crazy, you could put some some of it on the gasket as well, but I'm not going to do that because I'm satisfied with what we have here. You know, it seems like there's the old one. You see these things here? They're supposed to like get into the slot here, but they're too big. What the hell? Okay, yeah, and one more thing. Make sure the holes are like, you see? The holes are, sometimes they'll make the hole, but the little piece of gasket will stay in there, so just take it out. That, in this case, most of them are still in the hole. Okay, wow. Exactly what I was expecting. I think we're gonna have to either cut it. I don't know if we can just sort of force it in like that. I'm just going to cut it off. Just trim off these tabs a little bit. Just making the slot a little bit bigger so that it fits. There we go. Yeah, these little tabs weren't existent on the old one. It's not a big deal at all if we just completely cut off these tabs. It's not a problem. The important part is the gasket inside. This tab is just sticking out, you know. Gasket here. Got just enough. I'm actually touching the silicone gun, caulking gun, whatever, caulking gun, on the steel, on the cast iron actually. Not leaving any space. That ensures it's like don't get too much. You just need a tiny little bead, like 2 millimeters or so. Just putting it on some spots that didn't quite get it. But you know what? I might go ahead and do it on the gasket here as well. There you go. Getting it back is a little bit of a bitch because oh fuck, all the wires in the way. It's not so easy to hold on to it either. Let's try through the back.